Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Colorado Comic Book Kid Weekly Pull List Review. This is the show where the kid reviews weekly what comic books the list pulled. Welcome to the show, everybody. If this is your first time tuning in, you are in good company, so don't worry. This is our first time broadcasting, coming to you almost live from the Centennial State of Colorado. First, a big shout out to Simple Man Comics, Jim Comics, and also Comics with Bueller. Appreciate you guys sharing your great content with the community. Links to those amazing, spectacular, and sensational channels, respectively, can be found using the handy links below. Appreciate you guys for putting those videos out there, allowing me to be a viewer, a subscriber, and naturally streamer is what comes next in that progression. So thanks again for the inspiration there. Appreciate you tuning in, and please share any feedback you have about today's show in the comments below. I look forward to growing in the medium and with the community. Now, on to the good stuff, the weekly pull list. What did Comic Book Jeebus deliver us this week? Let's find out. First things first, we're going to begin with number ones to see what firsts debuted. This week, we have no better place to start than with Amazing Spider-Man number 1. Written by Nick Spencer and art done by the great team of Ryan Ottley, Cliff Rathburn, and Laura Martin. They've worked together and bringing their talents here to Marvel for this book. Some amazing covers to go with this book too, and as far as the story goes, couldn't be happier about MJ showing back up with Spidey, him going back to school, and a new villain to round it all out. So speaking of rounding it all out, we'll take a look at those other covers. Your Jim Chung variant, your Greg Land party sketch, your Shane Davis variant, and because it's fun, you can also pick up the behind the scenes edition free, depending on your store. Hopefully it's free, as the cover indicates. And this shows the sketch work and some of the thought processing that went behind their creative team together. Sticking with the number one themes and keeping things moving this week, we were all surprised when Die 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 showed up in our boxes. That was a wonderful present from Image Comics, written by Robert Kirkman and drawn by Chris Berman. This was definitely a violent story. I got the cover where we're making the world safe for 24-hour dry cleaners. This team certainly is going to need them. So I'll probably follow where the story goes next and continue to see what Skybound from Image Comics delivers here. Another number one, Rob Gilroy's Farmhand. This was a lot more fun than I expected, to be honest. I wasn't going to pick it up, but flipped through it and really appreciate what Image is delivering with this series. So I'll continue to see what the family farm has popping up, and we'll tune in every Wednesday. Speaking of tuning in every Wednesday, here comes an ongoing double-sized anthology. It came out on a Wednesday from Alterna Comics. This was a nice collection of different creative teams, all within one book. Great way to explore some new stuff, and we'll probably see some great works come out of this anthology. So I'll keep following it, and I'm not sure how often it's going to come out, but we will find out. Speaking of finding things out, the Lost City Explorers are going to find out if they can discover what happened to these scientists that were either killed or sucked into the lost world of Atlantis that is, if you didn't know, underneath the island of Manhattan. So that's exciting. Speaking of exciting things, here's a number one that continues the exciting Orphan Black universe, Orphan Black Crazy Science. I thought I'd see if I could get into the universe. I wasn't a big Orphan Black fan. This was a number one, so I picked it up to try to get back into some story. It wasn't for me. I don't think we'll be seeing this on the weekly pull list anymore. Something that we will be seeing on the weekly pull list in the future is Outpost Zero, following these adolescents grow up in a place where they can't physically escape, and seeing what strain that takes on their relationships and on the community. It's an interesting story. The writing was great. The art and drawing kept me visually stimulated. And again, another one here from Starbound by Image. So we'll continue to follow that in the weekly pull list. Something else that I'm very excited to continue following in the weekly pull list from Aftershock Comics is Relay. In Relay We Trust. I don't know what else I can say. that reference pretty much sums it up. I was hooked from the first sentence in this book. I picked up both the A cover as well as the B cover here. The art inside is crisp, and the story is pretty crisp too. Some interesting things being explored. Speaking of interesting, Ruin World #1 from Kaboom Comics, written by Derek Loffman, 1 of 5. I'll read the next 4 because here at the end it really picked up and I was intrigued. From Dark Horse, we have She Could Fly. This was darker than I expected. A lot of hype around this. I thought it would be, a little lighter book. It seems like a very inspiring cover shot there, but, there's some dark stuff going on here, and I want to continue to see how that develops. Really enjoyed it, and we'll see how the next 3 issues round out the rest of this storyline. Now, one that was much more anticipated than that, I dare say, from DC, we have, finally, Superman #1 by Bendis. I've been waiting for this one, red trunks and all. So here we go, Superman, coming from the storyline of Man of Steel, continues to find himself faced with Phantom Zone challenges. We have also the variant by Hughes. We have the Mac variant, which is my pick of the week. There's supposed to be special effects there. We'll see if they actually showed up. And then the blank variant that also has that tissue paper wrapper around it. Good editing can be hard to find these days. Finally, in the realm of #1s, X-23. Again, wasn't one that I was going to pick up, but flipped through it there in the store and was interested enough in the story to see where it went. And something else that got me interested there in the store was the design incentive. The Choi design incentive. So went ahead and snagged that for a fair price, and excited to see, what speculation might have on that front. Those are the #1s for this week. Last week and this week were both great weeks for #1. There was a few more that we're going to highlight from the pull list that aren't #1s, but still remain active. Brother Nash, I'm enjoying following ancient Nashola and his shaman as they battle the evil spirits and explore what's going on that is, behind all of this. Ruben is the character there that they're going after. So I'm enjoying that story. Really great art to follow. Deadpool Assassin. The man's got morals. What more can I say? He's just, trying to retire on the beach and do good work while he's working his way there. DuckTales. Woo! Who doesn't love DuckTales? Keep it up. Appreciate the art here. I think it's beautiful. And also, Cara Magna is doing the lettering for Amazing Spider-Man. In addition to that cover A, we got the cover C here with Gyro Gear Loose. I'm really hoping that we can see Gizmo Duck start to show up in some of these storylines. Keeping my fingers crossed for that. Exiles #5. Final issue in this storyline, to be continued in a new story arc. I enjoyed it. Nick Fury was here. Iron Man showed up. Some exciting climax with Blink and how she's able to tap into the multiverse. So they did save the multiverse, no surprise there. And now the team is exiled in the timeline of current Earth. We'll see what shenanigans ensue. Musketeers, issue 5. Another great book with great art. I liked the story, Merlin becoming the almighty god there at the end, and I won't ruin how they're able to save the day, but again, heroes save the day, villains fall. Who would have thought it? Great book by Zenescope. I've enjoyed this whole arc. Punisher 227. Rosenberg has some great writing here. The art was fun, and all I'm going to say about this book is Punisher in the War Machine suit during a prison riot. Pick it up. See what happens, guys. You can probably imagine. Quicksilver No Surrender Part 3. Very pretty cover. Story, when there's only one character left on Earth, can be a challenge to keep the reader interested. But I'm going to see where the rest of this miniseries goes, and we'll continue to see it in the pull list. Finally, rounding things out this week, we got 3 True Believer books, all centered around Fantastic Four. First one up is Hulk vs. Thing. Enough said. Again, Fantastic Four vs. the Doom. The Doctor Doom. And last, Fantastic Four, Galactus Hungers. I'm going to have to read this one because I don't know much about the canon here, but I really do enjoy reading the True Believers format. It's a much better way, in my opinion, to ingratiate yourself with those classic tales rather than an omnibus. And it's even better because you're not worried about sharing it with friends and having something that you can talk about around those stories. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks for checking out the video. I'm looking forward to posting many more. And remember, guys, the best hunting is happy hunting.